sea that roars. We lead with courage and onward we go. We will lead with courage and onward we go.
Hello Bhavanites. He who rejects change is the architect of decay. And the only human institution that refuses progress is the cemetery. I'm very glad that I am not going to decay and I am not the architect of decay. As well as I am not working in an institution that refuses progress. Yes, dear Bhavanites, all of you know that our widening horizon, it was in the digital form, and later last year we had introduced the flip page mode of the widening horizon, and today we are going to launch the video form of our widening horizon. What a tremendous change for a period of 4 years. For that, I would like to thank our visionary, our chairman, who always wants change. For him, no one in his organization should be architect of decay. He wants change. And we cannot make change unless we have a team who can happily accept change. And I'm very happy that we have the Widening Horizon team led by Mr. Shailesh, who embraced these changes in the last 4 years, and we have made tremendous progress. I want to wish the entire team of Widening Horizon the very best as we launch this video form of our Widening Horizon. Good luck, best wishes to everyone behind the scene. Thank you.
"2020 has been an experience, to say the least. This eventful year has been chock full of events that most of us would probably prefer to forget. But it hasn't been all that bad. So, to start on a positive note, we thought it would be particularly prudent to look back at some of the happier things to have happened this year at IES Kuwait. Our school ran a series of events during the last few months with the intention of keeping things as normal as possible for the pupils. So let's have a look at some of the heartwarming news stories that we have put together. The 15th Founder Day of Bhavans Kuwait was celebrated jointly by Indian Education School and Smart Indian School on September 11, 2020, making their virtual auditorium agog and abuzz with merriment and exhilaration. The school celebrated the Gandhi Jayanti by conducting a special class assembly, poster making, slogan writing. Videos on Gandhiji were also shown. International Day of the Girl Child was celebrated on 11th October 2020. Various activities were conducted in the school. Students of grade 5 and 6 participated in character portrayal by displaying the famous personalities from all over the world. The students of grade 7 and 8 celebrated the International Day of Girl Child by making thought-provoking posters, catchy slogans and short films on the theme Save the Girl Child, My Voice, Our Equal Future. Bhavan's Mock United Nations was celebrated virtually this year under the auspices of the Department of Social Science in collaboration with the Department of English on October 24, 2020. Early detection of breast cancer and its subsequent treatment lead to a better patient prognosis and survival rates. With increased awareness of breast cancer and its risk factors, the cases can be diagnosed earlier or possibly even prevented. With this view in mind, Together to Get Her, an awareness program on breast cancer was held on October 31st, 2020 for the teachers, the girls of grades 9 to 12 and their mothers on a virtual platform. On Rashtriya Ekta Divas, an array of events that took place witnessed great passion of the students and brought the feel of honor and recognition to the warriors of today's world in battle against the COVID-19 pandemic. Indian Education School, Kuwait celebrated the World Science Day by organizing a virtual exhibition christened Quest 2020 under the aegis of the Department of Science on November 10, 2020 on its virtual platform. The participants, the students from grades 3 to 11, connected virtually with their team members to coordinate, collaborate, and present their highly creative ideas without any physical association. As a part of World Ayurveda Day celebration, a session was arranged for the students of the primary section on Know Your Herbs. Dr. Munir Mammikutti, an Ayurvedic physician and public health professional, the resource person, enlightened the students of the primary section on the sanctity of Ayurveda, the magnanimity of Mother Nature, and the reason behind Ayurveda gaining global impetus. Bhavan's Indian Education School, Kuwait, grandly celebrated this year's Universal Children's Day on its virtual platform on Thursday, the 11th of November 2020. In all the virtual classrooms, the celebration started off with a video message from Ms. Divya Rajesh, Director, Bhavan's Middle East. Bhavan's Indian Education School, Kuwait, once again blazed a trail in the field of education by virtually conducting its 12th annual sports meet, which also happened to be the first ever virtual sports meet conducted by an Indian school in Kuwait on November 21st, 2020 with the theme Fitness for All. Bhavan's Indian Education School, Kuwait virtually organized the National Mathematics Day celebration on December 22nd, 2020. The kindergarten wing of IES and Jack and Jill branch of Bhavans at Mangaf celebrated Christmas on December 22nd, 2020 on the virtual platform. KG1 kids made their very own beautiful snowman, while KG2 kids made paper Santa. The primary children presented a speaking activity on the topic My Santa, the person who makes me happy. The children spoke about the Santa in their lives and why that person was so special. The program ended with Christmas carols sung by the children. Various programs were arranged for a tiny tots of IES and Jack and Jill. Lemon Day, Toy Day, Chocolate Day, Hat Day, and many other events were held to sensitize our little friends on the importance of celebrations and festivals. Bhavan's Indian Education School bagged the prestigious Acharya J.C. Bose Award for the 5th time in succession by participating in the Science Children's Congress organized by the Science International Forum, Kuwait. With this, I have given you a glimpse of celebrations and achievements at IES. We will be back with more exciting and eventful news very soon.
COVID-19 has literally brought the entire world to its knees. Lockdown perhaps has affected the adolescent, effervescent students who should be spending quality time with their peers inside and outside the school. Online education is very demanding. Screen time has considerably increased. Workload has multiplied. Because of all this, many students are experiencing depression, anxiety and frustration. The reason why we at WHTV have decided to include a counseling session with our school counselor, Miss Preeti Nair. Miss Preeti will be addressing some of the concerns raised by our students. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss Preeti Nair to the counselor talk session.
Hello everyone. The last 10 months have been something out of a dystopian fantasy for all of us. With the global pandemic raging, the world over has been confined primarily to the safety of their homes. With remote working and e-learning becoming the new norm, families for the first time found themselves constrained to spend more time than ever with one another. And while this has its obvious benefits and brought many families closer than ever, the cons likely outweigh the pros. Think about it. Limited to no social interaction, constant uncertainty, increasing dependence on social media, and a near complete lack of personal space. While we as full-grown adults struggle to grapple with all these new changes, for some children, it is proving to be an even harder adjustment. There is high stress and anxiety levels across the board and mental health concerns among children during this pandemic. 8 months on, online learning has been a smooth transition for many. There are children who have been able to thrive academically, but for some, it has been a struggle to keep up with online classes. The consequences of these often manifest as anxiety, low self-esteem, and even depression, especially for children who are known to perform well academically in a classroom setting. The inability to keep up with the changed academic environment is just the tip of the iceberg. The uncertainty and extended periods of social isolation have much more far-reaching and damaging consequences. As we focus on physical health by taking care of our body, mental health and well-being also deserves due importance as we go through challenging times. So how can we help our children? First, understand that their world has shrunk drastically, physically, socially, and emotionally. Confined as they are within their homes and unable to meet or socialize with their peers and mentors, or indulge in outdoor activities they enjoy with their friends, children become increasingly clingy and emotionally dependent on their parents, who are often caught up with work pressures or stresses of their own, and may not always notice that their child may be struggling internally. It takes a village to raise a child. Parents, teachers, family, and friends, they are a child's safety. And in the absence of this support system, it is easy to miss telltale signs that something is amiss. Hence, it is important that each one of us make a deliberate attempt to connect and communicate with our children. 2. Have a structure and routine. Now, this pandemic has upturned our world as we know, and even as adults are struggling to cope with the challenges and uncertainty it brings in its wake every day, children are not only seeing and sensing our stress, but they are also battling with their own fears and insecurities as well, quietly. Having a structure and routine is crucial to a child's mental and emotional growth. The predictability of daily routines and rituals is comforting, and a lack of this undoes the stability that children are accustomed to and need to perform their optimum. 3. They spend more time in their virtual world than they do in their real world. Now, as their worlds shrink and they rely more on the virtual world for entertainment, information, friendship, and comfort, there is a very real risk that they may be extremely dependent on the World Wide Web for stimulation and solace. Now, while social platforms can be a distraction, they are also addictive. And the lack of real friends to open up to often leads to children forming virtual friendships with random strangers they may meet online, and many times volunteering far more personal information than is safe. Parents need to use this enforced time to discuss about screen time, internet safety, and online stranger danger. The fourth, the pressure to conform to body stereotypes. Now, children are extremely impressionable, and during a time of crisis, they are at their most vulnerable. Now, with everything being virtual, for some there comes the added pressure to look good always. On Zoom sessions while FaceTiming with friends, WhatsApping family, with all the time that they spend online following the countless pictures and faces of friends, acquaintances, and young influencers on their social media, there may always be the secret desire and sometimes peer pressure to sport a certain cool look, dress a particular way, speak or act in a way that grabs attention, or to be recognized as being a certain type. Now, young people often will go the extra mile to be considered cool or to be accepted by their peers. Sometimes this quest for acceptance can get a bit extreme. Now, this obsession with conforming to what insecure young minds imagine makes them look more desirable can again result in self-esteem, body image issues, eating problems. And this again calls for us as parents and educators to step up and listen to their concerns and give value to their personal qualities and abilities. Constant communication being the most important factor. So, what are the signs we need to look out for? Irritability and sudden mood swings, noticeable withdrawal, changes in food and sleep habits, changes in grooming and personal hygiene, excessive time spent on their devices or in their rooms, lack of interest in the things that they used to enjoy before, and unexplained crying and sadness over a period of 2 weeks or more. And what can parents do? Be on the lookout for any of the signs and symptoms of a troubled mind. Be available, parents, to listen when they come to you and give your complete attention when they talk to you. Reserve your judgment and understand that they are also going through an extremely difficult time and offer your unconditional love and support. Spend time doing things with your child that you both enjoy, be it activities at home or hobbies. Let your child's educator, counselor, and close friends know if they are struggling and can use support and reassurance. And above all, let your children know you love them and give them the confidence that you will overcome this together as a family. Thank you.
Welcome to the international segment of WHTV. I, Aaron, will be presenting the world news for this program. Enormous protests took place across Poland in response to a new ruling, striking down part of the 1993 abortion law, something that effectively amounts to a legal ban in a country that already had a restrictive approach towards women's reproductive rights. France refuses to upgrade Pakistan's Mirage fighter jets after Macron's bashing. Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan openly criticized the French President Emmanuel Macron over his controversial remarks about Islam. Khan also agreed that demands of radical religious parties to be downgraded ties with the global powerhouse. Now, in a retaliatory move, France has reportedly decided against upgrading the Mirage 3 and the Mirage 5 fighter jets of the Pakistani Air Force. This move can be detrimental to the military interests of Pakistan. China says the Pope's remarks about persecuted Uyghurs are groundless. The Chinese Foreign Ministry last month dismissed Pope Francis' criticism of China's treatment of Muslim Uyghurs as groundless. China respects every community's religious freedom, said the Chinese spokesman, brushing aside allegations of human rights violations in Uyghur province. Netflix is facing backlash in India over a now infamous scene in one of its shows. The exchange takes place in the series A Suitable Boy, an adaptation of the award-winning novel by Vikram Seth, the Indian author, which was released in the streaming service last month. The story follows the love life of an interreligious couple, and that made some right-wing parties protesting against Netflix. The god of football dies at the age of 60. Argentine Diego Maradona, one of the greatest footballers of all time, died on November 25th at the age of 60. plunging his native Argentina and fans around the world into shock and mourning. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's remarks on the ongoing farmers' protest in India has not gone down well with the Modi government, which dubbed his comments as unwarranted. We have seen some ill-informed comments by Canadian leaders relating to farmers in India. Such comments are unwarranted. Dr. Fauci has accepted the offer to be Chief Medical Advisor to Joe Biden. US President-elect Joe Biden has asked Dr. Anthony Fauci to serve as the Chief Medical Advisor, a role as the Director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease. During an interview on CNN, he said that he had asked Fauci to continue on in his administration, in the exact same role he's had for the last several presidents. NIAID's director had said that he had asked Fauci to be his Chief Medical Advisor as well. Authorities in Bangladesh are pushing ahead with the relocation of tens of thousands of Rohingya Muslims to a remote island in the Bay of Bengal. Despite concerns raised by human rights groups and the United Nations, 2 weeks ago, the first group of about 1,500 Rohingyas were placed aboard a secure Navy vessel heading towards Bashban Char, located about 120 miles away from Dhaka. Times Magazine has named Joe Biden and Kamala Harris as 2020's People of the Year. The two made history on November 7th when they beat Donald Trump in a bitter election that put him in a small club of presidents who served only one term. Harris, on the day she became the country's first female, black, and first South Asian vice president-elect. It is also worth mentioning here that Time Magazine has chosen the Indian-American girl Geetanjali Rao as the Time Kid of the Year. The 15-year-old Colorado high school student and young scientist used artificial intelligence and created apps to tackle contaminated drinking water, cyberbullying, opioid addiction, and other social problems, much to the surprise of science pundits around the globe. Vladimir Putin's doomsday plane was broken into and robbed of equipment. Russia's so-called doomsday plane, which would be used by Vladimir Putin in the event of a nuclear attack, was broken into and stripped of its equipment. A new strain of the COVID-19 has been found. A new variant of the coronavirus is spreading rapidly in England and raising international alarms. The new variant now accounts for more than 60% of the cases in London, and scientists say that the variant is likely more contagious than the previous versions of the virus. Health officials have closed down international travel in the United Kingdom. The British government has locked down much of the country, and scientists all over the world are rushing to figure out how the virus mutated and how big a threat the new variant poses. Many countries, including Kuwait, have locked down their borders to prevent the spread of the new variant. Apple car with the LiDAR sensor and cutting-edge battery technology may launch in 2024. The car being developed by the tech giant is internationally known as the Titan and will be an electric vehicle. Plans for Apple's own electric car have been in the pipeline since 2014. Since then, these plans have changed from EV to focus on an autonomous technology. In this connection, Tesla CEO Elon Musk tweeted that he wanted to be rid of his company during the darkest days of the Model 3 program by selling Tesla to Apple. However, Apple did not even respond to his offer, said Musk. That was the international news. This is Aaron Thomas signing off from WH News. We'll come back to you next month with even more events. Thank you.
This is WHTV, where knowledge is turned into wisdom, and you're watching Flame of Fame with Himalayan. Great things are not done by impulse, but by a series of actions brought together. Flame of Fame celebrates the success of our children in an incredible way to nourish and encourage their progress and growth. By praising, by appreciating, we unlock one of the most powerful tools to support and connect our children in their continued development. Scenic Olympiad, an international Olympiad of value system, health and wellness, world's first Olympiad of its kind, was conducted online for the students of grade 4 to 10 worldwide. The Olympiad targeted 21st century learners after a rigorous selection process by the teachers of IES, 15 students were selected to participate in the competition. Touching the zenith of pride once again and bringing accolade to Indian Education School, Kuwait, 6 vibrant young minds of Bhavan stood out and scored a 100% in the competition. Let's meet our champions of the day. We have Rain Mary John of grade 5, Aditya Arun Karta of grade 6, Manha Anish Sheena of grade 7, Fida Ansi of grade 8, Vishwesh Balaji Ravindran of grade 8 and Srihari Badrinarayan of grade 10. My hearty welcome to the prestigious podium of Flame of Fame, WHTV, an initiative by Bhavan's IES. Today, we are going to figure out some of their secret tips that help them achieve their goals. I've been getting a lot of questions from our tiny aspirants to ask you. So I have selected a few from them and I'm ready with those questions. Now we have Rain Mary John of grade 5. Welcome to Flame of Fame, Rain. Without further ado, let's get started. Could you tell me something about yourself and your achievement in scenic competition?
I am Rain Mary John from grade 5. I study in Indian Educational School and I am proud to be a Bhavanite. Something interesting about me is that I love art and poetry. Along with that, I have a habit of reading and I also enjoy public speaking. I am the title holder of Sastra Pratibha 2019 along with many more memorable achievements. I have secured school topper and second rank for the International Zenik Olympiad. It has truly been an honor to achieve these prizes. I find relative ease grasping mathematical concepts. This ease provides me with an advantage which helps me speed through the syllabus and leave me with ample time to revise. Instead of spending long hours by-hearting the material, I spend shorter periods of time understanding the concept and finding its applications. Then I can have some me time.
You are absolutely right, Rain. Conceptual understanding is one of the most important abilities that one should acquire to be an ace in any subject. Thank you, Rain Mary John. May your progress in critical thinking help you reach the pinnacle of success always. Now we move on to Aditya Arun Karta. Welcome to Flame of Fame, Aditya. Congratulations, Bhavanite. Aditya, give us a brief self-introduction.
I am Aditya Arun Karta, studying in grade 6 Indian Educational School, Bhavan's, Kuwait. I am very happy about my achievement of 100% in Zenik Olympiad. Yeah, so Zenik Olympiad taught me a lot of values and a lot of life skills like problem solving, goal setting and emotional control and many others. I also learned many points on how to maintain a good and healthy lifestyle. I regularly try to practice the concepts I have learned in the class, and I also contact my teachers whenever I have a doubt. And I also solve problems from other sources.
Brilliant, Aditya. We are of one mind. Dreams come true when desires transforms into concrete actions. Once again, congratulations for your achievement. May your most exquisite kind of quest for knowledge help you traverse in the path of success. Now we are going to meet Manha Anish Sheena of grade 7. Welcome to Flame of Fame, Manha Anish Sheena. Tell us something about you and your feelings about your achievements in Scenic Olympiad.
I am Manha Anish, presently studying in grade 7 at Indian Educational School, Kuwait. I believe that studying is not simply reading or writing, it is rather enjoying what is done and deeply understanding it. What I achieved from Scenic Olympiad is not merely a position, but it is a blend of health, wellness and other predominant things which the mob thought was seldom worthwhile discussing about. What I enjoy from mathematics is the satisfactory crisp I get after finding the value of the so-called mischievous x. To brush up my mathematics, I grasp it in the form of an adventurous voyage and make it a source of entertainment. According to my personal interests, I am not a person who sits and revises whatever is taught in the class within the next 24 hours. But all I do is understand deeply in the class itself. I start studying after the exam dates and the syllabus arrives. I recollect everything that I necessarily need to do. I count them up and divide them by the number of days I have got and then write them all up. That's where the journey starts. And I do not forget to leave a few days so that at the end I do not get all stressed up. And to all my friends who hesitate to participate in competitions, it is your choice whether to take part or to not. But it is during these 14 years of school life where opportunity bangs loud and clear on your door. It is your preference whether to answer its call or to just play deaf. But remember that it may not wait for long. Thank you.
Those lines were really befitting Manha. When students compete, they will become more inquisitive, research independently, and learn to work with others. Also, they will strive to do more than is required. And these abilities basically prepare students for future situations of all kinds. So, if a window of opportunity appears, don't pull down the shade. Hearty congratulations for your achievement, Manha. May your exploration into the world of knowledge bring many more laurels to you. Thank you. Now let's hear from Fida Ansi of grade 8. She will give us a short description of her achievement in the Scenic Olympiad.
Hello, I am Fida Ansi, studying in grade 8 in Indian Educational School, Kuwait. I am a student who enjoys reading, writing and painting. I aspire to become a neurologist in the future. I was selected to participate in Scenic Olympiad from my school. The Olympiad was based on health, wellness and value system. The Scenic Olympiad online sessions helped me prepare for the examination and I scored 100%. At the beginning, I was not aware of the importance of mathematics in daily life. Then when I understood the significance of math, I started practicing mathematics and logical questions daily. I always keep an eye out for questions and pay attention to interesting problems. I first analyze and simplify it. Then I try to solve the question. If I am not able to get it right on my first try, then I try again, this time using a completely different technique. The trick is not to get frustrated and give up. There is a solution to every problem. In a class activity, I think it is important for everyone's voices to be heard. We put our heads together and listen to each other's ideas to complete a project or solve a problem. Being the prefect, I assign my friends specific roles according to their skills and talents to use their creativity. In this way, everyone can utilize their creativity and contribute to the team.
Fida, you rightly said, group activities are an important source of creative ideas and innovations. During creative teamwork, members have to coordinate effectively, efficiently and adequately share and combine their relevant knowledge, select the best ideas and efficiently implement them. So here, creativity is intelligence having fun. I appreciate that, Fida. May your 21st century skills give wings to your dreams and fly to your imagination to achieve many more laurels in your life. Thank you, Fida. Now it's time to meet Vishwesh Balaji Ravindran. Let us see what he has to say.
Hi, my name is Vishwesh Balaji and I'm from class 8 section B. About a month or two ago, my class teacher came to me and asked if I was willing to participate in a quiz called the Scenic Olympiad. I was quite interested in it, so I decided to participate. And eventually I received the study materials and I was quite surprised by it because it was not what I expected. But I still studied for it and I eventually wrote the test, and to my surprise I scored 100% marks. If I'm in a situation where I'm facing a problem and I'm unsure of what to do, then I usually sit and think about it for some time. And if it's a long task, then I come up with a schedule, which is what I did when preparing for the Scenic Olympiad because it was quite hard for me to do. So I could read about one page in 2 minutes, so I decided to study for 20 minutes in one day. That might seem like less because I'm only studying 10 pages, but that was enough for me to understand everything thoroughly. So as I started studying, I gradually increased how much I study, and I came up to about 15 pages a day, and that was enough because I could easily finish studying the whole thing. And that's what plans do. They make things very easy for you. Thank you.
Now we have Srihari Badrinarayan of grade 10. Welcome to Flame of Fame, Srihari Badrinarayan. I have got 3 questions from your fellow friends to ask you. Know the questions. Suggest any 5 tips to score better in mathematics. Question number 2. Give us any one example of any interested topic or difficult topic that you have solved. Question number 3. What is your advice for your fellow friends who do not want to participate in any of the competitions?
Everyone, I'm Srihari B from Class 10F.
Before I begin, I'd like to wish you all a Happy New Year 2021. Now, I've been asked 3 common questions every teenager has, and don't worry, let me clear all of that up for you. Question 1. Give me an example of an interesting problem you solved. Whenever I'm bombarded with a difficult situation, I always try to find out the root cause of the problem and try to address the same with appropriate solutions. For example, during the whole quarantine period of 2020, the depression rates among teenagers spiked. And the main reason for this was because they had no other stuff to keep themselves occupied with. As a result, they started overthinking and got into such a bad mental state. And I decided not to get sucked into the bubble by keeping myself occupied all the time, like practicing ECs and getting into debate conferences with other people across the world. This not only helped me keep myself occupied, but was also a huge asset to me in terms of ECs and academics, and was a huge contributing factor in helping me win awards in prestigious competitions and conferences, such as the Harvard Model United Nations Conference. Question 2. What is your advice to friends who hesitate to take part in competitions? My only advice to everyone who's watching this, whether we know each other or not, is that competitions are an integral part of everyone's high school life. While there might be a bit of a scary learning curve, getting out of your own bubble to mingle with students from other schools and countries, it is highly recommended that you suit up and experience life outside your own little bubble. By meeting different people in different competitions, you get exposed to various and beneficial activities relating to all aspects of life, ranging from a high school basketball tournament to a normal high school debate competition. And once you have tasted the joy of success, you'll automatically start to stack up ECs one by one by one by one. It's all about taking the first step. Now, suggest any 5 tips to score well in mathematics. While mathematics in your high school freshman and sophomore year might be fairly easy, that isn't normally the case from the junior year. In fact, a study reveals that 6 out of 10 university students suffer from math anxiety, a fear of one's ability to do mathematics. And my advice to all math geeks and math phobic people out there. Advice 1. Don't learn mathematics with your brain alone, learn it from your heart. Advice 2. Take the "oh, I can't do mathematics because it's somewhat difficult" mindset out of your mind. It's your biggest obstacle. Advice 3. Related to your day-to-day life. While no one of course purchases 65 watermelons from a supermarket, imagine it to be the case. Or you are trying to find out the best possible solution for every instance using linear programming. Advice 4. Learn the concepts first. Don't jump straight up onto the first exercise of the chapter. The text on the first pages of every mathematics chapter is written for a reason. Read that. Advice 5. Practice tests within the time limit. Many students who have thoroughly practiced miss out on the main day due to their lack of time management. Practicing within the time limit can be beneficial for you in your board exams and many standardized tests such as ACTs, SATs and SSATs. That's all from me for today. I hope you had a valuable and a constructive session today. Thank you and goodbye.
Once again, congratulations to all the Senate winners. Now we have come to the closure of today's session. Success is contagious. Celebrating the success of other people will help you expand your social network, learn new things, feel better, and identify alternate paths to achieve your own goals. On this note, signing off, this is WHTV and you were watching Flame of Fame with Hima Nirmal, where knowledge is turned into wisdom.